Okay guys, at the very beginning of the year we talked about significant figures, and today we're going to take some notes to review significant figures. We're going to start on page 92, and you're going to title this page SigFigReview, and then in parentheses put that this is from page 21. That way you know where to look back to if you need to. We're not going to go into a whole lot of detail here. We're just going to go through a few of the rules. So the first rule is that zeros at the beginning of a number are never significant. That means that any zero before a number, even if it's like 0.01, those are not significant numbers. Rule number 2, zeros at the end of a number are not significant unless that number contains a decimal point. So if you have a number like 0.100, those last two zeros are significant. Rule number 3 is that zeros sandwiched between two significant digits or non-zero numbers, because all non-zero numbers are significant, are going to be significant. And rule number 4, non-zero numbers are significant, just like we just said in the last rule. So that means that any number 1 through 9, or any digit 1 through 9, is always going to be significant. Down below here, we're going to go through some examples. This video will stop and have you answer a question. That's what this account Educanon allows me to do. So the first one we're going to do is 1046700. When we look at this number, the 1 is going to be significant because it's a non-zero digit. That's the same for the digits 4, 6, and 7. That 0 in between the 1 and the 4 is going to be significant because it's sandwiched, and those two zeros at the end are not going to be significant because they are at the end of a number with no decimal point. So we have 10467, which leads us to 5 sig figs. The next number we're going to do is 0.04500. When we look at this number, we're going to first pick out the non-zero digits. That's the 4 and the 5. And we're going to mark those as significant because they are non-zero. These two zeros at the front are not going to be significant because they're leading zeros. They don't matter in that number. The last two zeros, however, are significant because they follow a decimal point. So that leads us to 4 sig figs for that last number. The next number we're going to do is 126785.0. Now again here we're going to highlight any of the digits that are non-zero. That's the 126785. That last digit follows a decimal point, as you notice. So that means that that is also significant, and that leads us to 7 sig figs total for that number. The next one we're going to do is 1000 decimal point. Now that 1 is significant because it's a non-zero digit, and those zeros are going to be significant because of that decimal point. So even though there's not something following the decimal point, those zeros are still significant, and that leads us to 4 sig figs. The last number we're going to do here is 0.01000. Now this digit 1 is significant because it's a non-zero digit. The following 3 zeros are significant because they are after a decimal point and after a significant digit, but those first two are not significant because they're at the start of the number, and that leads to 4 sig figs for that number. We'll be using sig figs now in every number that you write, so please make sure you understand what was just talked about in this video. If you have questions, let Ms. Strauss know.